Everybody ready?
Yeah, yeah.
Do it.
All right, go ahead, Dad, whenever you are ready.
Mike, 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 and Mike, Mike 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 and Mike. Coming through with the father-son podcast. Skin color ain't the only thing that gonna contrast. Put each other on blast, but in the end we gon' laugh. Spitting game is the aim. Same, but different if you pick the name. Mike and Mike, 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 Mike and Mike. Mike and Mike, 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 Mike and Mike. This is the number one father and son podcast in all of California, Northern and Southern California. This is the M-I-K-E
And the M-Y-K-E
on the M-I-C.
Hey.
Yay!
And we have a special guest. He is a man of God. We have a proud husband and father, head coach of the Cesar Chavez High School. Hey, and he is the curator of the Cheap Meal Sunday.
There he goes.
We got D Graves, bro.
There he goes.
D Graves, bro. Coach Graves. Hey.
Coach Graves in the house.
Bong. Let's go. Hey, how you doing, man? What's good?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing today? How you guys doing today? The number one father and son podcast in the world. Let's make it the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can say
That's
the
it.
world,
Hey,
man.
I feel you on that. I feel you on that.
There's only so many of those, man.
Yeah, there it is. So how you doing, Coach? How's your week?
Week's going great, man. It was actually a really productive week, and spent a lot of time with the family, and also being able to coach football. Making sure I get my gym time in. So life is great right now.
Awesome, son. Hey, how was your week, son?
Oh man, this is my first time getting just a regular work week shift. So I'm feeling good, feeling great. Got some workouts in. Body's feeling right. Yeah. How about you, man? You've been going hard.
I've been going hard, man. I've been getting up, man. 3:45. Been leaving, man. Sometimes before you or with you, man. In the morning, man. Hitting that gym, man. Getting the cardio in first. Had a great session today, man, out here, man. I'm outside, man, and got some bleachers in. We did some other stuff, man, and I feel good. I'm blessed, man. I keep telling you, man, every day I get to put my feet on the ground, man. I'm going to be the best I can, man, because God's allowing me to be here, man, 67 years.
Yeah, man, you're doing it, man. Like I said, I always text you, don't work too hard, man. You're getting up there. I know that I only say that not to hold you back, but just because I know how hard you go, you know what I'm saying? Right. And you're 67, man. You're already doing the most.
Right. That's true.
You could be doing more, so we'll keep going, man.
But enough about us, man. We got Coach Graves. Coach Graves, for the people that don't know you, people first got to understand, Coach Graves is an icon out here in Stockton, believe it or not, man. I know he looks young.
Yeah.
I know he looks young, man, but he is an icon out here, man. He's inspirational to me, man. And I'm 67 years old. The things that he does, man, kind of reminds me of a younger me, man, because he loves what he does, man, and he brings a lot to the table. And he works with these young people, man, and I just can't give him enough pats on the back for that. But Coach Grace, tell people a little bit about yourself prior to doing all what you're doing, and then go ahead and let them know what you're doing now.
Yeah, no, Derek Graves. I was born and raised in Stockton. Been here since birth. Went away when I went to college. Had a couple of different pit stops. Lived in Chico for a little bit, Pocatello, Rapid City. So college took me a little bit of places for a couple of years, and then made my way back and started coaching immediately when I got done playing football. And I've been coaching ever since. I coach. I actually work as a behavioral counselor as well, and to pay the bills. But a family man, married my high school sweetheart, and just a community guy. I love Stockton. I love everything that comes with it, the good, the bad, the ugly. So just really love everything about this city. I love everything about my life. I love everything about people.
Awesome, awesome. And now you're coaching at the high school that you attended. Am I correct?
Yeah. Graduated. I was the first graduating class from Cesar Chavez High School in Stockton, and being able to coach here is amazing. That's where it's a lot of history with that school. So it's a blessing.
I remember when Cesar Chavez was being built, so kind of dating myself, but
I played the first game. I played the first game there. Got blasted. That's all I remember. I was like, man, they a first year school. This ain't nothing. I was kind of decent or whatever. It was JV. Man, I wasn't even paying attention for real on kickoff. And then a dude just came and blindsided me, hit me on the left side, like out of nowhere, right? And I was like, damn, I need to pay attention. But then the next thing you know, the play kept going and came back. So same dude came and hit me again. And I would barely remember. I played at Bear Creek. I played Bear Creek, yeah. And it was like right around my sophomore year. It was the first year, like Cesar Chavez and McNair were there and everything like that. You can tell the separation from all the area and everything like that, what we were missing and stuff. So it's kind of interesting, seeing people like flourish outside like that. And it only took a short amount of time for like some of these other schools to like build like an identity,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I also, I went back to my high school. I was able to coach the high school that I went, and was able to mentor guys, man. And I know that's big with you. And I know one of the things that, and I'll probably talk about this later, is when guys call you back or call and say, hey, you know what, coach, I'm doing well or doing this and doing that. But it's the impact, man. What I see when I see you coaching, it's the impact that you have on people, man. The excitement that you bring, man. And you have good coaches around you as well. Why don't you talk about your program and how you built it up? And this is what, your third year or third?
Yeah, it's going to my third year at the program.
Yeah. And talk about, come on, man, let them know about the program, because it ain't you ain't a slouchy program. We need to let them know.
We're something else, man. When I took over the program, they were 0-10. It was probably, if not the worst, one of the bottom feeders in the whole 20916 area code as far as when it comes to football. It was a forgotten place. I was just leaving a school, Kimball High School in Tracy, California. I was there for 2 years, where back-to-back years we were a game away from the championship, and then in the semifinals away from a section championship. So it was a place where, to leave that to go to 0-10 program, it was God-led. I just, listened to God. And, because at first I was like, I'm not going there. I would never go back. For what? And through conversations with admin and just praying, it was a perfect move. And just building it up from the ground up, we knew it wasn't going to be an overnight thing. But, once we got boots on the ground, I'm like, no, why can't it be an overnight thing? Like, why are we limiting ourselves? Hell yeah, we're going to win this year. And I've always been a winner my whole life, and I've always had a growth mindset, even before I knew what a growth mindset was, and wanted to make sure you brought in good men to help lead these young men. And, the main thing was winning the mind first, and then, just coaching the minds and building that relationship. And then the wins were going to come with it. Did I expect the success that fast as far as winning the first outright league championship ever in school history?
Exactly.
My first year after going on 10, I'll be lying and say if I just knew for sure we were going to do that. But I knew that, where we were, I thought it was going to take about 2 to 3 years, but it just fast tracked. But that's what happens when you listen to God.
Exactly.
Was coaching like always like your idea, like for your future, like when you first, or like you kind of just got into it?
Yeah, it was never. I was just talking to my nephew, one of my players. I was giving him a ride home. He said, he was like, hey, Uncle Derek, did you always want to be a coach? I was like, hell no. I never thought about being a coach. But I did tell him I've always studied my coaches. Like ever since I was a kid, I'm like, I don't like how he does this, or I like how he does this.
Right.
So I did that all through college. And then I always just took notes in my head and remember like little key moments of, men that coached me, good or bad. And just I had like a little hard drive in the back of my head. So when I did coach, it happened really organically. When my receiver coach from Delta was at, his name is Coach Borba. He's at Merced now. He was at Redwoods, and he called me to be the receiver coach at
Yeah.
Redwood College. And then Coach Barlow, who's the head coach at Delta, also got wind, that I was looking to work and coaching again. So I got on at Delta and went to various high schools. Now I'm on year 13 at Chavez. Year 13 altogether, but year 3 at Chavez.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That's crazy. But hey, when you first sat down with Chavez and you had all the players in me, you know how when Dion came to Colorado, and when you high school, people don't understand high school. Being a high school head football coach is in California is not easy. That's tough, man. It's tough because one, it's not like other states where, hey, that's your job, and you get paid fully for that. You gotta really have it into your heart, like you said, your faith. But then when you sat down and you had all these young men who didn't know how to win, what did you bring? What did you say? What was that first meeting about?
It was just about connecting with them. It was just about letting them know that who I was, and I came from the exact place that you guys are. I know most of y'all parents are older siblings, or uncles and aunts. I'm a neighborhood guy. I was born and raised in this area. And if you're not from this area, because Chavez has always been a melting pot. We got the east side that goes here. We got certain parts of the north. We got all the way to Ponce de Leon townhomes, Pinella, and it goes a little bit towards towards the mall. And then
That's what I was saying, bro. Like when you got McNair and Chavez and Bear Creek, like how all that just split up with the different type of kids.
Everything.
Like it's just such a trip of like you see where people be living and everything. Because that's where there's a lot from like where my area was. It's like damn, a lot of the blacks and Mexicans is on that side. I was like, damn, all the Asians stayed here, but everybody else left.
They went to McNair. Like it's a lot of districts that got split with that. And the main thing I just told the guys was, I'm you. I see all you guys in me, and we just got to show up. You show up, and just we'll build that relationship. Trust is earned, but we got to build rapport. So just letting them know the schedule, expectations, who I was and my coaches were, and just kind of building that rapport right away. Like trying to build it right away, and being on campus, even days that I might have to be somewhere else. Just might even call in to work some days I'm sick, just to be on campus, let them see my face. So it's really pouring into the guys, and sometimes getting a box of pizza for the guys that show up. It might be 6 guys in the weight room, but those 6 guys, we're gonna love them up. We're gonna hold them accountable, and it's just treating everybody the same and going from there.
That's awesome. That's awesome, man, because you have to like want to do that job. It's not like just something like, oh, this is just all good and great for the perks, especially because you're affecting so many young lives like that. Like these are going to be long lasting impressions like your coach has had for you, things that you pick up on. And that's the one thing, like my dad's been a coach my whole life, to even like after I left high school, he was coaching people and everything like that. And you got to want to do it. And so that's why when I moved forward or see other programs and things like that, I have my dad as like, as kind of like the limit test or litmus test, because I'm just like, he actually cares. Some people don't really care. Some people just want to be the responsible for the winning or like, to stand in front of that. But I can see it from the screen, you know what I mean? Just like the way you go about your business and everything. Like, damn, not only does he really cares, but he's like really serious about this. So it's really nice and it's beautiful to see. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, you're a family man. I've seen you out a few times with your wife and your kids, and coaching at any level it takes a lot of time. But the one thing I know you do, you take a lot of time and you spend time with your family, man. How do you manage that?
It's you got to have an understanding wife. You got to have understanding boys, but at the same time, I always make sure to put my family first. So I look at it as, I read a book that really changed my marriage, probably 2019, changed my life. It's called The 5 Love Languages. And, you just learn who your partner is. But one of the things that I learned is quality time, right? So you could be at that house and not be present. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, man, when I'm going to practice for these, I want to work for these many hours. Then I got practice for these many hours. humans don't need you to be with them every day if they need quality time, but they do need quality time. So if I am going to come home, let's make sure we be intentional with this 30 minutes. Let's be intentional with this 20 minutes. Hey, if I get home and it's already 9:30, the kids got to go to bed. This Saturday, I'm spending time with my family. So, it's just about quality time and having understanding of what you need to do, and your wife needs to understand, or your wife doesn't need to understand. Having an understanding wife that helps you through those moments too, even if it's hard for her, because she does miss me, and she sees the greater good in everything. Hey, the boys getting taken care of, the boys that Chavez are getting taken care of, and she sacrifices a lot as well, but she understands because she loves these young men as well, and she wants them to be successful.
Exactly. And that's what you got to have, man. And for those young couples out there, man, he just spoke some words, man. And y'all need to follow some of that, man. Sometimes, man, you got to look at people, man, and see what's making their lives click, man. Because like I said, being a coach, man, is tough. It takes a lot of time. And I always told people this. I said, other sports take time, but football takes more time than anything because the preparation that you have to go through for just one game, as a player, as a former player as well, man, it's you got to put in that time. And when you're a head coach, you got to, and I know you delegate, you're one of those guys that delegate, but still being a head coach, man, it's always up to you, man, the last leg. And when you put in all that time, it's Saturdays and Sundays, man, watching film, breaking stuff down. Because if you don't have your team right, people can get hurt. People don't understand that. They don't understand the dynamics of how much time that you have to put in to make sure your players are on point, because you don't want nobody getting injured because you're not prepared.
Yeah. Preparation is the father of learning, and I learned that from Lil Wayne. Repetition. He said repetition is the father of learning, but I always say preparation is too. It's a lot of long days that come with it. My son is a freshman at Chavez now, and
okay.
Yeah, so
I was just about to ask. I was like, when does that happen?
Yeah, he's a freshman at Chavez right now, and last week, just to kind of go with the preparation, we had a long, couple long days, and the heat kind of pushed us back a couple of days. But even without the heat, we get out of school at 3:27, and then give the kids about 30 minutes to eat because they do serve lunch after school. Pizza, cheeseburgers, whatever for the kids, some fruit. It's a great situation. But let's say we start lifting from 4 to 5, or 4 to 4:50, and then we're on the field from 5 to 7. The kids got to walk to the locker room. It takes about 20 minutes for them to get undressed. We're not getting home until about 7:40. Bedtime. Hey, I don't care if you is 15. Bedtime's still about 9:30 around here. You gotta trying to grow those muscles and gotta make sure you get your proper rest. But I was just thinking like, I got homework. I'm like, hey, student athlete, up until 10:30 doing homework. Yeah. So it's kind of like, just to say like it's a lot of time that goes into it. And I'm like, who's this guy's head coach? I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, damn, can they let you out earlier? But like, in order to be successful, not even just winning, but just to keep your body safe. There's so much pounding. We really lift weights. We lift weights minimum 4 days a week. Like we lift on Thursdays, the day before a game.
People don't understand that, man. That's important.
Yeah, so like my play, like all last season, we lifted Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then on Saturdays mornings. Awesome. So a lot of guys, we were injuries set. We didn't have any injuries until like really serious ones until like the last game of the season. As far as muscle contusions and stuff like that, if it's a broken bone, there's nothing you could do about that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we for the last 2 years, we kept our guys healthy. The weight room is really pivotal in our program, and we're just continuing getting better at that.
Coach, how old are you, Coach?
Well, I'm 35, about to be 36 in October.
35, you are old young, or a young old.
Young OG. Young OG.
There it is, man. Yeah, for real. They'll be calling you Unc next your next birthday. They're gonna be calling you Unc.
That's what
I've been Unc for the last 4 years.
Because it's not like there's a big age gap, but there is one. And so I was like, how do you deal with that? With like just the difference of like an age and like perspective. Like you're able to relate, and you probably still listen to certain, like you say, Lil Wayne. You using Lil Wayne quotes. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm sure you stay relevant, but also like where is like the difference as well too.
I think the biggest blessing that I had was my first year. I didn't go on my first year coaching. I wasn't a high school coach. I went to Delta College. I was the youngest coach on staff. I was 23. The next coach closest to my age was probably about 34,
That's what
35,
I'm
and everybody
saying.
else was
Yeah.
like more mature men. So you got to think I just got done playing football. So some guys, junior college, you got some guys. I'm class of '08. We had some guys from the class of '09 that was in my receiver group,
Right.
class of 2010, 11, that we might have been in the same circles or around each other. Or if they just graduated, I might have been, coming home from college, might go to the same party as them, whatever the case
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You come home for the summer and just go to a party, they might be there too. So the biggest lesson I learned was from Coach Barlow, the head coach. People was like, D Graves, D Graves, D Graves. And then he was like, come here, come here. He said, that shit stops right now. He was my head coach too. So I still look at him like, coach. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
He was
Yeah. Yeah.
like, it's either going to be Coach Graves or D Graves.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
can't be
Yeah,
both.
you can't be both,
You
man.
can't be
Yeah.
both. So he said
Can't be
that to
both.
me, and then like literally probably 2 minutes later, the player was like, D Graves. I said, Coach Graves. So ever since
Yeah.
that moment, I just knew it was a distinguished, and I separated everything. Like, I'm not your
Exactly.
friend. We are not peers. We are not.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I am your
Right.
coach. And then it's real easy now because my son is damn near that age. Like my son
Yeah.
15, y'all 16, 17, y'all little boys. I'm trying to say, right?
Right. Right.
And it's about how you carry, not how you carry. Yeah, it is how you carry yourself too. But at the same time, I don't want to be your friend. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
here for
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna be a mentor for you. I'm old enough to be your big brother. My little brother is 24, 23, 24, and I
Yeah.
got other little brothers who are 19 and 20. Like, I'm not your partner, bro. Like, at all.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. It's funny, man, because Coach Barlow. Here's my story about Coach Barlow. I'm from Southern Cal, so when we moved up here, we were playing Little League, right? I coached Coach Barlow's son.
Okay. Yep.
Little
Got you.
League. So that's how I got to know him really, really well. And and then he found out how much, what my background and everything, man. We'd always talk. And then there was another coach. Oh man, I can't remember his name. He was over there. He was at Fullerton College at one time. He had went to JC out of Fullerton College. Might have been a linebacker coach when you might have been there. I don't know if he was still there, but
Harrington?
yeah,
Coach Harrington.
yes,
Oh, Coach Harrington. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had his. Yeah. I went to school with his daughter. Yeah.
So he would come, he would come talk to me all the time because he's like, we back then FJC was we were number one all the time when I went in back in those days. So, even if there was another decade or 5-10 years away, we always kind of stayed together and we would talk. But man, like you're saying, man, I started coaching high school football, but I was still playing in the USFL, which helped me even better be a better player because now I'm playing USFL in the spring, but I'm able to coach fall football. So I'm seeing stuff different. So when coaches say, dang, Harris, you seeing stuff totally different because I'm seeing how defenses are done, or the whole offense. Because I was a head coach, I was a head JV coach. Then I became the offense coordinator my second year when I was coaching. So, but times change, these kids change, and then I've been able to see a lot of coaches can't change and go because kids are totally different now from that just from your time from playing to coaching at your age, and to be able to still coach and continue to coach because the kids, their attitudes change, their work ethics change. And for you to instill that, man, is inspiring to me, man, because you don't have a lot of people like that around that can do that can adapt and change and make that and be successful. And you do it, man. And you've done it. You've done it. The last two high schools you've been at, man, I look at that. I'm like, man, this dude, man, he has something. Do you aspire to move on beyond high school, or is this that's going to be your niche, or do you want to go move up?
Yeah, like right now I'm good where I'm at. Like I know for sure I'm gonna be here the next 4 or 5 years, and I've gave so much of my time to the community. I'm still doing it, but I want to make sure that I get to coach my son and make sure I get that time with him as well.
I got you.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, you guys kids right there in the program right now.
I want to see him through it, but at the same time, I could be at Chavez the next 10 to 15 years. I love it, but I walk by, how God want me to walk. So if he be like, hey man, it's time for you to go here, you need to go there, or it's time for you to stop it, you need to stop it. So I really don't. I had aspirations about doing the college thing, and but at the same time, we talk about time with family and
Right.
quality time and all that.
Perfect.
That's more time. But I
Exactly.
most definitely could do it. I know I would be great at that level, and I'm just building my resume. And it's kind of one of those things that I talked to a couple college coaches before I even made the Kimball jump because I was at Delta before I went to Kimball.
Right.
They were two receiver coaches at the time. Now one of them is a offensive pass game coordinator, and the other one's the offensive coordinator, was a head coach at the collegiate Division I level. One of them said, I said, hey man, I still want to get to college, be a receiver coach, or whatever the case is. What do you think I should do? Should I stay at Delta or take this head coaching opportunity? The first coach was like, oh, I mean, yeah, you should stay at the JC level because you have the ability to recruit and stuff like that, and it looks good in your resume. The other head coach, the other college coach, told me, he was like, "Oh, high school head coach all day." He's I'd way rather talk to a high school head coach than the JC position coach.
Right.
I was like, oh, so it's all perspective, but
Right.
I look at it now, like it really is connections. It's really about putting yourself out there and building your track record. So you could do that anywhere.
Right. So speaking of receivers, you're a pretty decent receiver back in the day, man. I heard, man.
Yeah, I was decent for sure. I was pretty good actually. I think so.
I wonder if we could see y'all both at your best. Who's best?
Yeah, where'd you go to Pitt or Penn State?
I went to Purdue.
Purdue, yeah, I knew it was with a P.
Yeah, I went to Purdue. Only 10 win Purdue team ever.
You got it. He got it.
Hey, yo, where's Purdue at right now, bro? You see?
I mean,
your athletic director.
Yeah, he said some stuff about Indiana, but they just hired him the other day, and he said some stuff. Now,
he tried to backtrack it, like correct it. I was like, come on, fam, bro. I mean, unless y'all talking basketball, you need to get out of here, bro.
Hey, unless you got some NIL money.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's big too right now, man. That hurts, man. People don't realize, man, it's a big business now, man. And
it's all about the bag. I'm not saying you can't be, you still gotta have quality coaches and good coaches, but if you ain't got no money, you better.
You ain't got that, If you ain't got that cash, man. But hey, what I wanted,
the best coaches have in the world, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah. But what I wanted to say, man, speaking of receivers, Mike, I'm transitioning to our Mount Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
Rushmore.
So my dad, he was, he wanted to overthink it a little bit, but I was like, let's just make it easy, man. Let's go, your Mount Rushmore for your 4 favorite wide receivers. Okay. So it doesn't have to be who you think are the greatest, but your favorite, your 4 that make what receiving is to you. It could be anybody. You know what I mean? From anyone in the NFL, or maybe even someone you just know. You know what I mean? So let's go, Dad. You want to go first or what?
I can go first, man.
All right, go ahead, man.
And you know me, I'm gonna explain. And if you got some honorable mentions, we'll go honorable mentions after everybody gives their spiel.
Yeah. Just say your 4 and then save it in the back because someone might repeat maybe your honorable mention for their Mount Rushmore, and then because then we'll be here, everybody giving 10 receivers about who they like, not trying to leave people.
So my first one, Paul Warfield. Number 42. See,
I don't know him.
I know y'all like to know him because this is different times. That's why we was father son. See, we got you on here. Paul Warfield, 42. One of the smoothest. When you Google that dude, one of the smoothest receivers. Yeah. Played on the 17-0 Miami Dolphins. That's right. Hey, my next one, Otis Taylor, number 89, Kansas City Chiefs. Big black brother, man. That was just
all right.
Hey, Henry Ellert, Rams.
Man, you haven't named one person I know right now.
It's my favorite, right? I'm just saying, damn. And all these, it's a relationship with everybody. Henry Ellert, you know why Henry Ellert? Because Henry Ellert took me under his wing when I was at JC because the Rams are right there. And you remember how Ronnie Smith was my boy, man. So I used to work out with a lot of Ram dudes, man. And Henry Ellert was one of the top receivers in the league at the time. And he was like, man, if you just do these little things, you're going to be even that much better. So when you have somebody like that, man, he's got to be there. And here's one, and I know y'all don't know this dude right here. Bernie Casey, number 25 for the Rams.
Bro, I don't know, Penny. I don't know
none of them. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, y'all Google these dudes, man. I'm telling you, man.
I don't know. Everybody,
They set the standards for some of these other cats, man.
Damn, bro, you named every one person. That is crazy. I thought you was gonna do that for like maybe 2, but every 4, we gotta all look every 4 up right now.
That's right.
I'm post edit. I'm about to put some of these guys' picture up on there.
Telling you, man. And Bernie Casey, man, after he finished football, he was a movie star.
All right, damn.
See?
He used to wear leather pants.
Yes, brother.
With the Jerry curl. Yeah, the Jerry curl.
I'm your mama.
He was in that movie with Isaac Hayes and somebody. They were 3 the Hard Way, or not one of those movies like that. Man.
Yeah, like Black
Casey was in there. He was in a lot of movies, man. You Google and you be like, that dude, he wasn't bad. He was a big receiver. He's a big receiver back in the day, man. They didn't have that many, but he's one. Go ahead, Coach. What's your 4?
My 4 is Jerry Rice.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice, Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson.
Okay.
Steve Smith and Randy Moss.
Hey.
Yeah. Those are some good ones. Those are good ones.
I'm gonna start right there because that's my one of my favorite. My dad can attest to that. That's kind of like why I used to wrote for the Carolina Panthers. Steve Smith Sr. Man, like it was just because he ran into people. Even like the 1 year of football I played, I ran out of bounds. I was like Chad everybody's like, hey, why you gonna keep running out of bounds? I'm like, I ain't gonna fight for that 1-2 yards, bro. If I already got the first down, bro. Like, I got to play a baseball game tomorrow. Like, like you guys get dressed. I'm playing travel baseball right now. So, but yeah. So Steve Smith, I always liked how he played. I'm gonna have to go Terrell Owens because that was like probably one of the most like first like wide receivers I saw like dominate like that. Like man, I mean. As again too, it's always tripped me out. Like when you look back at some of these guys too, like T.O. played a very long time.
Yeah. And was productive.
Yeah, and productive in all those years, even in his like later years. And I didn't know, like, because I didn't see it as early or pay attention, but like, especially when he started with like, with Jerry Rice on the 49ers and stuff, and he's still getting off. And like, he's always putting the numbers up there. So that, and just to see too, like, of how like big and impactful his body was, and just that's crazy. Yeah, and then I gotta go Larry Fitzgerald. That was one guy. By the time my brain was fully developed, I can actually see like a wide receiver like in college and then transition to NFL, and like was like that dude had hands. You know what I'm saying? Which is funny. He just got inducted to the Hall of Fame and everything. And it is was Chris Carter? Chris Carter, Larry Fitzgerald shot 3 shots at Chris Carter saying, yo, I have better hands. But then
they always did that. But
Carter says, he goes, I got way more one-handed catches. And then I'm like, that's part of having hands though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if you got the one-handed, like maybe I don't know. But Larry Fitzgerald had mitts, bro. Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald only had, I'm gonna let you finish, but he had more tackles and drop passes in his career.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like his hands, and that's another thing of hands, like just holding on to it and just staying on to it, like never letting it go. Like that's a big deal, bro. Like, and then, dang, man, I don't know, man. It's hard with this number 4, but you said you guys can do honorable mention.
We're gonna do honorable mention.
Damn, I want to be a cool. I guess, you know what, man? I got to just throw Randy Moss, man. Like, I used to beat my dad in the video game with Randy Moss. 2001.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. See a grown man.
I used to hate that.
He's like, this is a cheat code. I picked the Vikings to just throw it down the field with Randy Moss. You see a grown man just walk away from like a 9-year-old or 10-year-old.
Hey. That dude, man, I'm a receiver, man, and for me to be an all somebody, we all have those egos, but I ain't never seen nobody like that, man.
Yeah,
he was a different. He was just built different, man, because you had somebody that wasn't a small dude that could run and just run by you, man, and then they just exactly, and then that 1 year he had with. and what New not it was not New England.
New England with
Was
Tom Brady?
New England? Yeah, when they went.
And broke the record.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, man! But you know, I'm gonna throw some honorable mentions at you guys real quick. Isaac Bruce,
Animal.
yeah, Animal crazy.
Steve Largent,
Animal.
I don't know, City Legend. I got to pay attention.
Seahawks. White boy.
Seahawks.
Cold.
Okay, yeah, all right.
yeah, that dude. Hey, that dude. The quarterback that he played with. Remember, Michael, the one that I told you, Jim Zorn. He played with Jim Zorn, Largent, and Zorn played a long time. That was the dude I told you. Remember, I hopped the fence. Me and Scotty hopped the fence. He working out because he had got.
Oh yeah.
He was a free agent with. He was a free agent with Seattle, and and Seattle was an expansion team. He said, "I'm trying out for this team." They say, this dude's in the Hall of Fame. Raymond Berry, man, and the reason why I say Raymond Berry because he was one of the first real receivers, and he wrote a book, and I read his book. And it make me a better receiver, man, because he told you a lot of things that he did and how he became good. He's this white dude. He wasn't that fast or anything, but he was one of the, you look him up. He's in the Hall of Fame, Raymond Berry. Fred Biletnikoff. And then I had to wear 88, so, I was Drew Pearson for a minute. Anybody you got coach in there? You want to throw in there?
Yeah, no, you guys said a lot of them. I would for sure put Steve Largent, Larry Fitzgerald, Terrell Owens. He was one of my favorite growing up. I had a bad personal experience with him though.
Oh, are we gonna say it or not?
I could say it. I was at LeBron James' first game, and his star-studded event in Sacramento. Everybody's there. I'm seventh, eighth grade, and then I'm like, T.O., please sign this. T.O., please sign this. We're right on the court side, and he's like, not listening to us, and it's okay. And then all of a sudden, it was a young lady, who was probably in her, mid-20s, like, Terrell, can you sign this for me? Went over there, no problem, signed it. And then my stepdad, my little brother's dad, my stepdad, was just like, man, you sorry, T.O. Randy Moss, baby. And got his attention. He started driving back. And then, but I seen that a lot of T.O. just like I always hear and seen other things, like even when they used to come to the summer camp, he used to just walk by people and not sign their stuff. Personal wise, just whatever. But as far as a player, dog. And I got some college guys too. Greg Salas, University of Hawaii. Cooper Kupp, one of my favorites.
Cup. I'm about to say Cooper Kupp.
Brandon Cook. One of my favorites.
Brandon Cook, yeah.
Who else? What was the guy's name? Mike Haas from Oregon State.
I remember him. Yeah.
Mike Haas. So those are some of my favorite college guys. I would put an honorable mention. But yeah, Brandon Lloyd from the Niners, dog. So I got a lot of honorable mentions. I could go on and on with receiver players.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I could just say Cooper Kupp was one of my honorable mentions. Yeah, I mean, I like a lot of the new guys. I mean, like we got like Nakua, you know what I mean? What is the dude from Seattle, Wingway or whatever?
Yeah, Smith from Ohio State.
Yeah, I like him. And then you got Jamar Chase. I think he even said he's gonna try to go for the for Randy's record this year for the touchdowns because he gets close because he gets a lot of targets. You know what I'm saying? If Joe Burrow's healthy,
they got two good receivers. Man, they got two good receivers. Man, Higgins. Man, it's tough.
Yeah.
There's some guys out there, man. You see, man, and you like, man, football's it's kind of weird sometimes, man, because when I was playing, it wasn't the big. They didn't have the big tall guys, and stuff like that. That wasn't. They didn't want that, and then they didn't want the real small guys either. It was kind of weird. And then you see it was a pattern. Not for a while, they wanted the big tall guys again. Now it's this. They got athletes playing that position again that could run after the catch and stuff. Don't matter what size you are now. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Receiver, man. Being a receiver, man. I loved it, man. But I got my jaw broke. So.
Have you had any like crazy injury like that or anything, Coach?
I really didn't have a broken bone until my second year. After my redshirt year, on my second year of college football, I broke my tibia, and ankle joint. I called a comeback and tried to put my foot in the ground and plant it. The dude wrapped me up and whole body twisted my hair. And then broke my wrist before spring ball. Going into my senior year, broke my knuckles. When I was at Delta, kept playing.
How's your phalanges? Are all y'all cool?
They all good. Yeah, like Everything's
Yeah,
good. You know, I broke my finger when I played at Idaho State too. My first year, like the ball was coming in, and
Yeah.
you took your eyes
yeah,
off the ball was coming in, and it hit me right here, and went in, and didn't get surgery on it. Probably should have, but everything is good. You know, it's functioning.
yeah. Because he got a messed up hand. He got 2 fingers.
I
Yeah,
had a compound dislocation fracture of my pinky.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
But look, back in the day, they
And
didn't
I
get surgery.
played.
They just said put it in place.
Yeah, I
yeah,
played. I
yeah,
Put a
still
little,
play.
put some ointment on it. You'll be all right,
Man, I
son.
yeah.
coach threw me a Snickers bar, and I was like, man, I was like dying in pain, man.
Yeah.
Hey, when I went up and I was playing catch, man, after practice, just I always try to catch 150 balls, whatever. And this dude, man, that I had quarterback, man, this dude was like 5'10", but he had a cannon, and we just play catch all the time, man. I had no finger. It looked like
That's crazy.
I was missing a whole finger. I was like, what the hell? I went to shot. But then, they stitched me up. They set it, replaced, put it back in. The next thing you know, man, I'm sitting there. I'm like, man, the doctor said, man, you're going to be out, man, anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks.
I feel like anybody, like, you got kids out there who want to play football and concussions, you want to be safe and be protected. But everybody knows you play football, that's what you're at risk. People don't understand. Almost every football player who plays long enough, you look at their hands and one of their fingers
And somewhere in there messed up. Yeah.
Every time you look at their hands.
I was seeing
I
these
know a lot
cats,
of football
man.
players like that with their hands messed up. Mine be like just more so like wear and tear on my body. Just
Yeah.
playing. It's like every morning I get up, it's slow, and they be like, oh, start stretching. I'm stretched. Hey, I just remember, I played against BYU, and I got hit this one time. My back still hurt from it. So
Hey, I want to bring this up real quick too. Just going like from, you were, you played college ball, and then, you coached there too in JC, and then, you're helping kids get into college too, as well. I always found a big benefit of going to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was just like a great like middle ground of like finding out who you are and also being in a setting, with people around your age, like that, not just getting thrown out into regular life and trying to figure it out. It's kind of like, it's like a midway point because you're still around a lot of people. There's things geared towards helping and benefiting you and stuff like that with school and everything. I was gonna say, like, how do you feel about it now, like of it benefiting and helping kids like move forward? Because to me, it felt like, oh damn, like in my personality of like how to integrate into the real world and talking to people and really realizing like what reality is, because you're from like a little small place. This is your world, and now you're able to open your perspective.
yeah, I think that everybody, I always recommend to my players like, yo, just get out of here no matter what. Even if I think anybody when they graduate high school should move away for a year or two, just so you can get a different perspective. But don't just move away and be in the house just doing nothing. But I tell people, go to the Navy, go to the Army, go to a college across the country. I think it's very, very beneficial just for your mind to expand and grow and just to be outside more and not in your comfort zone.
Right, man. And that's the thing. The kids, especially these kids out here in Stockton, man, I always tell them to get out, man. When I talk to some of them, they be like, man, talk to some of these guys that's older, and they're like, man, I ain't never left. I've been like, dude, what do you mean you ain't never experienced nothing outside of, your mind stays small. You got to, like you said, both you guys, it expands your horizon so much, man, just by being somewhere else, because you get to see how other people live too as well, how they
I think it's a big deal. Like you gotta get out of town.
I really do believe in that. Like, and that's also what I wanted to say too, as well. Like, being a student athlete, do you think like that prepares you, like when you're going against like adversity in your life? Like, were you able to prep your mind? Because me and my dad talk about it all the time. Like, being a student athlete in college, like you have a lot on your plate, of like staying eligible, getting your grades right. You're especially if you're really trying to do more, like you're trying to excel over just being eligible. But then also like, like it's from high school to college is different because, you're really training. Your coaches are really on you because this is the reason why you're here, is to, I know to get an education, but it's like, I'm out here trying to get a spot on this team and try to succeed. But I think I tell people like, trying to go work now just to work out in my regular life is way easier because I used to train on the baseball team. now when I'm at my job, I got like 10-hour shift or whatever like that. I could do it better than other people because I'm like I've put my mind, I callous my mind and everything, through those, through practice, through training, going and being having like just being disciplined in my studies and it like physically and mentally. Do you think that like is that something that's helped and carried and like benefited you?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think it's like extremely beneficial. As you were saying, I was just thinking about all these things. Oh man, like just my mind's going. At the time when I'm in college, like it felt normal. It felt like easy, like not easy, but it's like, yo, this is what you're supposed to do, or if you want to be successful. It
Exactly.
wasn't like a big deal. Like other people be like, you did what? How many hours? You like yeah, that's what, yeah. We had practice for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then we had meetings for another hour, and then we had study hall for 2 hours, and we had a position meeting an hour later. But it's like, yo, you're here to do that. You're here to withstand it. So, did it prepare me? Yes. At the time, it wasn't hard though, because it was.
Yeah.
I wanted to do it. You get what I'm saying? I think if you want to do things, it's easy. But as far as even now, like you said, people in the normal world, they don't have calluses on their mind sometimes. When it comes to certain tasks, it's just kind of like, oh, I can't. Bro, just do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just make that move and do it. So with that being said, man, let's move to moments on the map.
Moments on the map.
Get Mike.
Moments on the map.
It'll make sense in post edit, right? But yeah, it's just like a moment on the map. We just want to see like something that maybe like was your moment that maybe like helps you stand tall, or maybe it helps you recognize like you're calling for coaching, or maybe just something in your life that you can always look back on and like keep you motivated. What's something that you got in your life you would like to share?
So are we talking about like as far as football, or just in life in general?
Just in life.
Life in general. You can do something specifically to football if you want to just keep that theme, but like if it has nothing to do with it too, that's great as well.
Yeah, no, I think it's just where we come from, and me having kids. Like my kids are my why, right? My kids are my why. When I was, it's one of the stories related to football. My first game at Delta, I dropped a pass that was thrown to me. I had just found out about 3 or 4 days before. This is the first game of the season that my wife was pregnant at the time. So I dropped the ball. It was like a movie. I'm looking at my head coach, Coach Barlow. He's like right there, like looking at me, mad dogging me. But right behind him in the stands, I see my wife, and I'm like, "Fuck that, my son in there. I gotta I gotta get this. I told him I gotta get this scholarship." And then the best play I had to this day just threw it to me on a freeze play and literally jumped over the dude and like flew. Like I sent it to you. I flew. He failed. The next dude came. I threw him off me. And scored a touchdown.
Send it to me so I can put it up right now.
Bro, it was one of the craziest plays. It was probably the best play of my career. Like as far as like magical, like oh shit. But that was my why, like having my kids, but also just like I said, where we come from. Like I had a lot of friends who were better than me growing up, and like maybe they might not have had the opportunities, or Stockton might have swallowed them up, and they might have went different paths. So like. That's like how I kind of live every day. Like, man, these people didn't have the, even if they did have the opportunity that I had, they might not have had the mindset. So a lot of times I'm like, man, people might be behind those, those walls, and they might hit me up like, I'm proud of you, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. It's like, damn, man, like you should have been here with me. So I'm gonna keep going, So not just with football, but just in life, life in general. So I like to do it for those people who are forgotten, and people who might have had opportunity or didn't have opportunity, and do it for them and do it for my family.
Exactly.
That's a hell of a moment. I like that. For sure. I like that. Definitely. Now you're coaching and your son's in your program right now. It's like
to see,
again, like I've been there.
I've been there.
Yeah. Like with sports,
it's just different, man. You're a father, but you're a coach, man, and you see, when you see your kids doing well because of the stuff that you have instilled in them, man, to just,
Was it hard to have your son play football? My dad didn't let me play football except for that 1 year. Man, I fought him for it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I would say that my wife, believe it or not, got the boys into sports.
Yeah.
I was one of those dads that I'm like, bro, if you want to play, you want to play. I ain't tripping. Right. But my wife, she didn't play sports growing up at all. I think she swam in high school. She was on a dance team all 3 years, but she swam in high school. So for her, she always wanted to play sports when she was a kid. So as soon as baby Derek, my oldest, he got 3.5, I signed him up for baseball. I said, you did what?
What?
I signed
Yeah.
him up for baseball. And then my youngest, I signed him up for baseball. Like when he got to that age, and then putting him in I signed him for basketball. I'm like, dang, hold on, baby, we want to go on vacation. Well, yeah, I signed him up for play football. So
There
when it
you
comes to
go.
football, like I didn't really, I was like, okay, I always say I put him in like 6th, 7th grade. Got 5th grade, I put him in there, and I'm like, first day, oh my goodness, it was the hardest thing to watch because he was getting smacked. Right? He was
That's what
running
I'm
straight
saying.
up. He didn't know how
Yeah.
to lower his
Yeah.
shoulders. And it
Yeah.
was just so vulnerable. And it was like, man, I'm like, bro, this is hard to watch your son be vulnerable. But
Yeah.
I just kept talking to him, encouraging him. Like, he wanted to quit. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I said, bro, son, just trust me. Get through the first week and you'll be fine. The first week is the
Yeah. Yeah.
hardest. And then after
Yeah.
that, he was good after that. He was actually,
Exactly.
he's a good hitter. So was it hard? Hell yeah. Hell
It's
yeah, it was hard.
tough.
So they put him in here. Yeah. When watching your kids do anything and putting them in a vulnerable position is just, oh man.
But
Right.
you get to see what they're made of. Like the same thing when you said you made that catch when you dropped that catch and then you had to show out and like you took that opportunity and you didn't like shy away from it. And that's what I'm saying. Like with football, especially, like I remember I was like, because I played flag. So I could run a route. I could, I knew how to throw. I knew I could run, but like I didn't have that contact. So I was scared the whole time. I was all good condition. Everybody's like, oh, he's gonna do good. But after finally when you get hit, you can tell there's some people who talking mess and it's like, and then they finally get hit. Now they want to take a break or sit out a couple plays or something like that. And even though I didn't have good form, I was like, oh, contact is actually kind of fun. I kind of actually, you kind of see like your personality or how you are. I think it's football, and that's the difference right there from a lot of different sports is that contact.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
You want to do your moment on the map there, Junior?
Who, me? That was my moment on the map right there, bro.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. All right.
I'll say
Okay.
his name. George Little.
Hey, G-Stack.
Yeah.
G-Stack's the great.
Yeah.
G-Stack's the great from the Golden State Macaroni.
I do this to this day, bro. Because George told me like, oh, Mike, you coming out here? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh man, this fool did not come out for conditioning or nothing. This fool came on the first day of pads. Coach let him put the pads on. He didn't train or practice or nothing. They just remembered him from last year. I was like, what the hell? This fool, I think he still had his pants under his uniform. I was like, this fool had his girl probably still is. I was like, this is sophomore in high school. Yo, everybody was scared as hell of this fool. He wanted all the smoke. He's like, coach, bring them all one by one.
Hey.
I was like, oh my God.
Bro, I was just on FaceTime with George the other day, and I was just catching up with life. And I'm like, bro, because like I knew George from other things, right?
Yeah.
Just being outside and chilling. Yeah. So our freshman year, I went to the St. Mary's versus Lincoln game. He was at Lincoln, and it was raining. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? He reversing fields, back and forth, running through people. It was muddy, and I'm like, bro, who is this? And I went to after the game. I'm like, I gotta see. I'm like, George, you play football? Yeah. I always play. I never played in the DYFL besides my first year. I always played for the Stockton Raiders or Virginia Rams. So all of our stuff was in Sacramento or the Bay. So a lot of people didn't even know I played football, even though I went to Webster. But me and George were talking about that. I'm like, bro, that was like one of the greatest performances to this day. Like I've ever seen. I didn't even know it was. Yeah, he was a dog. Just confirm your story. George was a
people don't see. I've known George since he was young, little kid, right? And
played little league.
People don't realize, man. George probably was one of the best athletes in Stockton.
At that time.
Come on.
At that time. And he's done other things, but the thing is, man, I used to tell him all the time. I said, dude, man, you don't understand how much talent, natural talent you got. And to be at his age, man, when I was seeing him, I was like, dude, man, you like a man playing against boys, and you younger than some of these fools. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but George, man, shout out George. George,
George, man, come on.
Shout out George, man. Yeah. I always give him I always see him, man. I'm his uncle too. You know what I'm saying? So, but that dude he was a hell of an athlete, man.
He laid out, so he pretty much laid out a bunch of people, and then it got to me, and he hit me just as hard as anybody else, and I was like, cool, that wasn't that bad as I thought, but I saw a bunch of other people on the ground or people sitting out after that, and him calling out other people like, see, man, y'all was talking, And after that, I was just like, damn, that was like a moment right there. Like, yeah, I didn't do too much or whatever, but I still didn't quit and kept going. Like I said, like that's why I think football is big. But yeah, George Little, that was my moment on the map, was seeing George Little lay out almost the whole team. Like linemen, the linemen, he's going to running backs, everybody. Coach, bring another one. Bring another.
And I can see him doing that.
He has been doing conditioning. Coach, this is the first time. No, I remember him from last year. We're going to let him go. We're going to let him just go. Put the pads on him. Put the pads on.
Awesome. So, hey, we're going to go into Mike's message.
No, what's your moment on the map?
Oh, mama. Oh, you want me to milk? Oh, I'll give him milk.
You made me.
And, because you already say I got so many, you know what I'm saying? But I do.
No, you got so many long ones.
I'm gonna make this short. When I first started coaching high school football, I didn't know, like you said, I didn't know if this was gonna be my calling or whatever. But when I went back, I was still young, so I could relate to a lot of the guys, because some of those kids were like in junior high school, coming up, and they saw me play and everything. When I went back and coach, it was like 5 kids, man, that I kind of mentored. And they all, they would come hang out with me after the game. We'd talk about life and what they needed to do. And I always stretched education to them and everything. And long story short, they all became successful. Some of them a couple of them were doctors. One was like a vice president for Pepsi, and they're doing, they did well. And I got a call, it was about 2 months ago, and all 5 of them were on the phone. Mm-hmm. And they called me, man, and they was telling me how much every day that they appreciated how I took them aside and talked to them about life. And, when you mentoring people like that and it comes back to you like that, these dudes they're like, what, 40 to 50 years old now, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And to call me, take that time, all 4 of them together, and call me and say, hey, what I meant to them as far as helping them with their life and navigate their lives at times. Because one dude, man, he was my running back, and he was all CAF, but he was special ed. Mm. And he was so embarrassed by it, because, back then, special ed, they had, in high school, they would have certain classes, and you would know they were special ed. And he hated going to it. I would go in there and sitting there with him and say, hey, man, you got nothing to be ashamed of, man. This is going to help you be better, in life. Yeah. He said, Coach, you would come in and sit in for an hour and 10 minutes with me every day in class, because I was so embarrassed to go to special ed. So that made me, that I knew that my calling was to continue to help and inspire young men. I still do that today, man, but that made me feel so good to have those 5 guys call me, man. I was in tears, man.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, no, that's definitely. I mean, I already know. I'm sure you already see it now, Coach. Like just with the people you helped or touch. But I see it with my dad all the time. People like I run to a gas station, liquor store, like, hey man, your dad coached me. And like, damn, they still remember to point it out and say thank you or whatever. Like they're like, hey, make sure you tell. You know what I mean? You're gonna get that. As long as you keep doing what you're doing, man, you're gonna get so much adulation and just like props. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, just throw it out. I know that's not what you do it for, but you're gonna just be like, because I see with him, I bring it up, and he goes, "What kid? What year?" And he's just like, "Oh, okay, yeah." And just the memories I can see it in his face just come back, like of that moment, and it's like that's rewarding, just to be thought of, like like you don't think too, you think what you think of yourself, but you're like, damn, that just means so much more that someone else is out there just thinking of me like that. So just appreciate that. Yeah, that's cool. So man, we gotta end this podcast here, but we like to end it with a message. It's Mike's message.
Mike and Mike.
Post edit, you get it. But do you want me to go, Dad, or you?
Yeah, you can go first, and then he can go, then I'll go, and we'll be done.
All right, for sure. All right, well, man, my message, man, man, just stay cool, calm, and level-headed, no matter what. I've been doing pretty well at doing that so far. as far as my highs and lows are, and been benefiting quite a bit from it. That's what I was telling my dad. I play disc golf a lot, so even whether I do good or bad, I don't like to let that emotion come out and take over me, because then it ruins or can mess up the next shot. You could be too hyped up or thinking too much of that last shot you did great on, or too bad. And just being able to stay mellow and making the correct decisions and thoughts like that while you keep moving in progress. Same thing, like, like when people say like short-term memory loss, you know what I mean? Like short-term memory and just move on. You want to appreciate the moments and things and take time out like that. But I really have been benefiting by just keeping a mellow, cool, not getting too high, not getting too low when things are bad either, like that. And it's able to just keep that level just nice and clean and everything like that. So that was my message out there to anybody is, just appreciate what you have and stay in that gray space, man.
Okay, Coach.
Yeah. Message for me is whatever's happening to you is for you. A lot of times, like, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? It's the reason everything is happening. And who do you want to be when this is going on? How do you want to show up to it? Because when it shows up again, if you run away from it, or if you diffuse it, deflect it, whatever you want to call it, you're gonna keep running away from it. Hit it head on and keep going. So whatever you're going through, it's the reason you're going through it, and you get to show up. However you choose to show up. Positivity with courage and bold, or whatever the situation is. You get to choose it.
Exactly. Excellent. Mine is just, man, just staying strong in faith, man. It seems like in these days, man, we kind of wither away or kind of fade away from being faithful, man, and strong in it. And I always tell people, I said, you know what, if God's allowing you to be here, that means he chose you for a reason. So we got to be the best we can be that day, man. So, always give somebody a hug, a smile, man. Tell somebody that you love them every day, man. And bring it to them kids, man, like you do, man. Keep inspiring, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Keep going, everybody.
Everybody, man. Hey, and thank you again for coming out here.
I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you.
Man.
Before you leave, bro, before you leave too, man. So what inspired the food? Being a food critic, bro.
Yeah.
Cheat Meal Sunday.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I eat a lot of food. I look slim right now. I've been working out, been eating good, but normally I eat a lot of food.
Yeah.
And, my wife was like, hey, this is back in 2023, like she started telling me about it. I didn't even know what a food critique was or video was. And then she was like, I was like, what do I do? She was like, you just eat the food and talk about it. So we went to the Spicy Fish and looked at him like, hey, could I do that here at this restaurant? So just set my phone up and just started talking about the food, and it, like the first video I ever did had like 20,000 views.
That's what I was saying. Like
like 500 shares.
You be grubbing too, man. I be like, damn, man.
Yeah, so it just started with my wife. Hey, look, my wife started it all, but she's like, you already eating. You might as well personality.
I feel it.
All right. That's what's up, man. Yeah, being in that space too as a coach nowadays too is cool, because I see like how you incorporate with the team and stuff like that.
Yeah, they look. If it was up to them, they want to be in the videos all the time and everything.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it was the in and out thing. You got to do the in and out thing recently, right?
In and out. Oh, we did the photo shoot there. Yeah. We did the photo shoot there. Yeah. Oh man, that was dope. Yeah. It's something like the kids been wanting to do something. I just try to make sure that I make it fun for them.
Right. Exactly.
And I was like, because it's like people take pictures everywhere for the high school kids. Like they'll do certain restaurants. They did Buffalo Wild Wings before. It's like people out of state or whatever. And I was like, we're going to do it at In-N-Out Burger. And I was like, what? Why there? I'm like, because it's going to go viral.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You being able to know that and everything, it makes it fun. It goes.
For sure. I'm like, look, just trust me on this one, you guys. You guys love In-N-Out? I was like, man, come on, we're going.
Doing stuff like that, you get a little bit. Yeah, you get a little bit more extra out of your players. You know what I mean? Like that, just being able to be doing something. You can, because you can go a little harder on them too.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like I tell my players, hey, I talk to you like I talk to my own son.
Yeah,
and I told some parents the other day too, because I grew up with some of the parents or underneath them, and one of the parents made a little reference of me saying, it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna say this to him, and he said a word. I'm like, hey, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't never said that to a kid in my life. I said, whatever I won't say to an adult, I'm not gonna say it to a kid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
sure. Because certain words that you say to people is fighting words. So I'm not gonna say that to an adult, why would
A
I say that
grown
to a
man.
kid? I feel like that's cowardly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, that's why you're as successful as you are
A what?
now.
A what? What was it?
Hey,
A sex symbol? What are you saying, man? What's going on?
See, I finally gave him something to play on the whole time, right? See, but that's why you have the success that you do. Anyway, he went out on us.
Oh no! You see, look, you being X-rated, bro. Oh man!
All right, there he goes.
There he goes.
But anyway, man, that's what inspires.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what inspires everybody, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. We look forward to your season. Have a great season.
God bless, man.
My bad, I can't hear.
All right, we're good.
I got a call.
All right, we're gonna cut it. We're gonna cut it. We're good.
Thank you guys. You can
got
hear
it.
me.
Mike and 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 Mike. Coming through with the father-son podcast. Skin color ain't the only thing that gonna contrast. Put each other on blast, but in the end we gon' laugh. Spitting game is the aim. Same, but different if you pick the name. Mike and Mike and Mike and Mike and Mike and Mike.